आज दूसरे सत्र के रिसोर्स पर्सन है प्रोफेसर समीर दुबले जी और उनका परिचय देने के लिए मैं मिस्टर भरत कुमार कालिदास निमावत जी को विनंती करूंगी कि वो सर का परिचय दे। प्रोफेसर समीर दुबले जी का।
नमस्कार, सभी को प्रणाम। मेरा आज के इस सत्र में मैं निमावत भरत, श्री DM बारड आर्ट्स एंड कॉमर्स कॉलेज घुसिया गिर, आज मैं जिनका परिचय देने जा रहा हूं वो है प्रोफेसर समीर दुबले जी। आपको वंदन सर। आप हिंदुस्तानी शास्त्रीय परंपरा के एक प्रतिष्ठित गायक हैं जो ख्याल पर अपनी महारत और एक कलाकार, शिक्षक और शोधकर्ता के रूप में अपने बहुमुखी योगदान के लिए प्रशंसित है। 10 साल की उम्र में पुणे में पंडित रामभाव माटे के तहत अपनी संगीत यात्रा शुरू करने के बाद आपने बाद में आगरा घराने के प्रसिद्ध पंडित जितेंद्र अभिषेक के साथ बड़े पैमाने पर प्रशिक्षण लिया और प्रख्यात संगीतज्ञ डॉक्टर अशोकदा रानाडे के तहत अपने ज्ञान को गहरा किया। एक अकादमिक उपलब्धि देखे तो आपके पास राजनीति विज्ञान और संगीत में डिग्रियां है। दोनों में आपने शीर्ष रैंक हासिल की और आपको इग्नू 2021 द्वारा संगीत में PhD से सम्मानित किया गया। एक UGC नेट योग्य विद्वान, वह 2008 से फ्लेम यूनिवर्सिटी पुणे में एक वरिष्ठ अकादमिक विशेषज्ञ और प्रोफेसर रहे हैं और आपने प्रतिष्ठित शैक्षणिक निकायों और पाठ्यक्रम समितियों में भी सेवा दी है। कलाकार के रूप में आपने सवाई गंधर्व महोत्सव, हरिवल्लभ संगीत सम्मेलन और बाजा गाजा जैसे प्रमुख त्योहारों में भारत भर में 3 दशकों से अधिक के संगीत समारोह में प्रदर्शन किया है और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर अमेरिका, कनाडा, यूरोप, न्यूजीलैंड, तुर्की और थाईलैंड में भी प्रदर्शन किया है। आपने पंडित सुरेश तलवरकर सहित उस्तादों के साथ सहयोग किया है और वैश्विक संगीत कार्यों के साथ प्रयोगात्मक संगीत परियोजनाओं में योगदान दिया है। आपने शोध और रचनात्मक आउटपुट में एल्बम, विद्वानों के पेपर, थिएटर, संगीत निर्देशन और अंतर सांस्कृतिक सहयोग शामिल है। भारतीय संगीत शास्त्र पुरस्कार 2019 और भारत सरकार से फेलोशिप के प्राप्तकर्ता। आपने स्पेक्ट्रम की संस्थापना की, जो कार्यशालाओं और डिजिटल मीडिया के माध्यम से भारतीय शास्त्रीय संगीत के बारे में जागरूकता फैलाने के लिए समर्पित हो। आप एक कलाकार, विचारक और गुरु के रूप में संगीत को समृद्ध करना जारी रखते हैं, जो परंपरा को समकालीन नवाचार के साथ संतुलित करते हैं। तो मैं श्री समीर दुबले जी को अनुरोध करता हूं कि आप आइए और संगीत के इस विषय को हमें ज्ञान दें। समीर दुबले जी।
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। मेरी आवाज ठीक से आ रही है?
हाँ सर, आ रही है, आ रही।
ठीक। Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Visible. Yes.
All right. So let us start with the topic. It is the NEP and music education, some issues and way forward. This is the topic which I had purposefully chosen because New Education Policy 2020 happens to be one of the primary elephants in the room, which we all are dealing with this way or that way. So I thought it appropriate to share some of my views and our work at Flame University regarding the same. Uh, what is NEP? Most of you might have had an opportunity to go through the document. I don't know if you have gone through it. So just to have a brief look at what NEP stands for. It starts from the school level reforms, which each one of you must be aware of. That it starts with the term called ECCE, Early Childhood Care and Education. Uh, I mean, the point that we as professors or teachers of performing arts, especially in field of music, uh, we need to consider is that this is the area or this is the system through which we would be getting our future students at the higher education level. So we need to know what exactly is happening or it is proposed to happen at the school level. The restructuring is happening in terms of the existing 10+2 system has been replaced by 5+3+3+4 structure. And the first 5 years are considered as the foundation stage, 3 years as preparatory stage, 3 years as middle stage, and the 4 years of secondary stage. A very important point that the NEP has proposed is that local language is still grade 5. And I don't know if you are aware that there has been an effort and a lot of political turmoil is happening around that about introduction of Hindi in many states. And the NEP suggests that the education needs to start with local languages, use of local language. There is a lot of issues related to assessment reforms as well, and the the functional literacy and numeracy mission is it was supposed to be achieved at 100% by 2025, and we all are aware that the implementation issues are in the way of accomplishing the necessary target that has been set. The important point in the reforms that are suggested are the first part is the structural reforms, wherein the approach has to be shifted to multidisciplinary approach in higher education. We are all, I mean, most of us must have gotten our degrees through a quite a straitjacket kind of a system wherein uh, you are supposed to get into a college system where you can choose your stream and then take all the courses required for the graduation in the same subject, wherein the NEP suggests for the first time perhaps that the um, existing rigid structure of the specialized degrees needs to be relaxed, and students who have different interests in various domains of human life, they should be allowed to take part and learn from those domains as well. The structural reforms also include the setting up of the Higher Education Commission of India, which will replace or uh, bring together all the existing bodies like UGC, IICT, and NCT, etc. The multiple exit point system is also very interesting one, because the undergrad education and even the post graduation would could be done at your own pace. That is the foundational idea. So you have exit after 1 year to get a certificate. If you get an exit of after 2 years, you get a diploma. After 3 years or 4 years, you get a degree. And students can I mean, if I exit after 2 years and after a couple of years working in the field, I think that I should get back to my education and complete my degree. I am also able to do that. very important factor for the art education in general and music education in particular is the promoting of research. Increased focus on research with the creation of NRF, that is National Research Foundation, which is supposed to fund and support research in all the fields, and uh, the restructuring continues with the internationalization of education, encouraging collaboration with global universities, and that is happening in all parts of India. In Maharashtra, we have in near Mumbai, we have earmarked um, a specific area which is kind of a knowledge city that is getting set up, wherein top universities from the world would set up their campus in India. However, the uh, there is a caveat one needs to take into consideration, that the global universities many a times need to have a clear understanding of the Indian context within which they would be operating. And if that point is missed, then many a times it becomes difficult for them to really bring quality education uh, to other parts of the world. These after the structural reforms, and we need to have a look at the vocational education and skill development. So uh, my Guruji Dr. Ranade would always use this term in with reference to music also. Music can be your occupation, music can be your vocation. So if it's a vocational part of your life, then you need to bring it to the level of um, vocation plus occupation. And um, the NEP provides a space wherein the even if you want to learn some arts at a certain point of time, it is from grade 6 to grade 8, the students would be allowed to take up their own choices. And this choice making ability is what is very critical in the whole activity. The focus on skill development is also very, very important. um, Upgrading your skill in reference to music, doing our daily riyaz, even if you become a assistant professor or associate professor or professor or professor emeritus or whatever, if you are continuing with your daily riyaz, then it is quite likely that you would be placed much better placed in terms of your skill development and getting really good quality work. And for that, the fourth point is teacher education and development, teacher training, and continuous professional development, um, wherein the teachers are expected to upkeep their skills, and throughout their career there shouldn't be a point where um, the the current knowledge trends are missed by the teachers themselves. So that is also very, very important point for us to understand. The idea of digital education is something that we all have learned without any exception, I would say. uh, we have tried to integrate technology into our pedagogical tools also. The issue is at in some universities, most certainly there is issue of the infrastructure, the digital infrastructure. By and large, the internet facility and internet speed is reasonably good, at least in big cities of India. Of course, in remote areas, there is still a connectivity issue and the internet speed issue. But overall, the digital transformation that India has seen in last few years is really remarkable, and we need to have that used effectively in the music education as well. The education needs to be inclusive. By inclusive, we need to look at all the socio-cultural stratas that we have in India. As we put it in the study of musicology in India, we say that there are two fundamentals in understanding Indian socio-cultural ethos, and those two fundamentals are, the first one is the idea of diversity. And we मतलब हम स्कूल से बचपन से ये कहते आते हैं कि विविधता ये हमारा एक बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट है। तो डाइवर्सिटी के बारे में हम सब लोग जानते तो जरूर हैं, लेकिन डाइवर्सिटी का मतलब क्या है ये संगीत की परंपरा अगर ठीक से समझेंगे तो ज्यादा अच्छी तरीके से समझ में आता है। ये मेरा अनुभव रहा है। दूसरा है प्लूरलिज्म, जिसको अनेकवाद कहना पड़ता है फॉर द लैक ऑफ बेटर वर्ड। प्लूरलिज्म इज डूइंग द सिमिलर थिंग विथ डिफरेंट वेज ऑफ डूइंग इट। जैसे एक उदाहरण के तौर पे अगर हम देखें तो लीजिए कि नमस्कार करने की पद्धति, ये अगर हम एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं तो इतने सारे तरीके से नमस्कार किया जाता है हिंदुस्तान में कि आप वो प्लूरलिज्म का एक बहुत सुंदर उदाहरण है। एक राग में इतनी सारी बंदिशों का होना इस बात का प्रमाण है कि आवर बेसिक कल्चरल इथॉस बिलीव्स इन प्लूरल आइडिया और प्लूरल एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ एन आइडिया, प्लूरलिटी ऑफ ट्रूथ। यहां तक भी वो मुद्दा हम ले जा सकते हैं, लेकिन दैट इज अप टू यू टू डिसाइड वेदर यू वांट टू स्ट्रेच इट दैट फार। Also the because of the diversity and pluralism, we need to understand the necessity of inclusiveness in our education, especially in music education. We need to look at multiple ways of doing things that the people might be doing, and uh, not to restrict ourselves in the age old kind of a idiom which is predominant in the music education. Also, the issue of gender equality is very, very critical in the aspirational India, in the aspirational young India. We need to take cognizance of the fact that the gender, which is necessarily a social construct, still plays a vital role uh, in people having access to the education system. The seventh issue is really important, is about the financing the education. If you look at the budgetary provisions, we all agree that we need to have more funding for the higher education, no doubt about that. But the focus now, the policy has given us a framework or a guideline where increased public investment is sought. People need to find ways where you can get funding through corporates, through industrial houses, through connoisseurs of art and music in particular, and continue with the effective learning of the students. The most critical part of the NEP, however, lies in the fact that there has been problems before, and there has been people have been experiencing problems even today in the implementation and the governance of such a policy. The establishment of autonomous bodies at various levels, maybe at the state level or national level, um, that seems to be lagging behind. The universities are grappling with how to integrate the policy framework with their current offerings, and how to create and recreate and restructure the courses, and how to do that in a meaningful way, and that too very quickly, because the policy was announced in 2020, but now in 2025, as we are talking, many universities are seeking to implement it effectively for their students. Monitoring and accountability is always a critical issue in any policy framework that is proposed. Who is supposed to do what? That clarity needs to be put in place, which gradually should happen. And these, after these transitional years, I'm sure that the people who are involved in looking after the monitoring and accountability would come up uh, various mechanisms and methods to put it into place. In case of music, for example, there is a very interesting anecdote that my Guruji Dr. Ranade had shared a few years ago. He said that he had got an opportunity to interview all the stalwarts in the field of Hindustani music, and for that matter in the field of theater as well, in the field of dance as well. He got an opportunity to talk to them, to understand their process of learning. And there he would ask this question, that whatever you are singing today, do you think so much of time was required to be what you are today? And of course, off the record, everybody said that no, we really have a lot of time wastage that happens. And Dr. Ranade would go on to say that मेरे गुरुजी ने मुझे 3 साल यमन ही सिखाया. ये अभिमान से बताने की आवश्यकता वास्तविक रूप में नहीं होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि 3 साल अगर यमन आप सीख रहे हो, इसका मतलब है वो आपके ग्रहण क्षमता पे एक कमेंट है. तो उसको लेके अकाउंटेबिलिटी कि मेरा स्टूडेंट अगर मेरे पास सीखने के लिए आया है, भले वो विश्वविद्यालय के स्ट्रक्चर में आया हो, लेकिन उस व्यवस्था में मैं जो सिखा रहा हूं और वो जो सीख रहा है, उसके लिए हम अकाउंटेबिलिटी के कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे, कैसे देखेंगे कि the teacher and the student both are accountable in terms of giving the knowledge and receiving the knowledge as well. Now, the important point in NEP, if you look at the document, is that it emphasizes the need to integrating arts, including performing arts, to foster creativity, cultural awareness, and holistic development. Now, uh, to foster creativity and cultural awareness, yes, most certainly. Uh, Arts and performing arts, especially music, can contribute a lot. Would that lead to holistic development? That is a question which bothers me all the time, because firstly we need to define what you mean by a holistic development of an individual, because as I have mentioned, the diversity and pluralism will play a vital role in definition of the idea of holistic development in the Indian context. Uh, but however, the key points for the performing arts in the NEP are as follows. The first is the holistic and multidisciplinary education. When you say holistic and multidisciplinary, uh, perhaps it is meant to be exposure to many more domains of human knowledge than only a singular pathway, and trying out different things. Performing arts are integral to fostering creativity and cultural awareness, as it has been mentioned. Thereby, the issue is a teacher who is teaching normally Hindustani Sangeet in a university, how he is supposed to teach the basics of the Hindustani Raga Sangeet to a management student, to a psychology student, to a HR graduate, to a mathematics student, to an environmental studies student, to a philosophy student, who is not going to be a musician per se, who is not going to be a full-time musician or seeking to do career in music, but still he needs an exposure, and NEP provides you with the space to offer your courses to multi-dimensional, multidisciplinary students who would get an exposure to your art through your offering. That entails the promotion of Indian culture. As in the previous talk, Professor Bharadwaja sir mentioned about what is Indian is a very tricky question, and it's very difficult to define. Similarly, what is Indian culture is also a very tricky and very difficult point to define. But however, whatever the norms and beliefs and set of norms and set of beliefs we have, uh, socio-cultural structures we have, all are reflected in the musical traditions that India has. And if you teach them effectively, students would get invariably exposure to the diversity that India has, the richness that is hidden in the diversity that India has, and also get to know the roots from which his or her community, his or her family might have come. Because typically in the new urban centers of India, the people who are working in new urban centers, they might not be aware, especially their children might not be aware from where their grandparents came and what was the kind of transition that they have experienced. Teaching of these arts would lead to understanding the 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 cultural diversity that is inherent in the Indian ethos. These are some of the important points. I'll just run through those points. Experiential and art related learning, art integrated projects to be promoted, organize art festivals and cultural programs. A very significant mention of organization of art festivals, wherein you see different disciplines coming together, a possibility of different disciplines coming together. At Flame University, I would be talking about certain courses that we have offered. One course is about music and management, wherein you discuss music in brief, and also the issue of managing art, artists, art practices, festivals, etc., etc. I mean, yeah, this fourth point I already mentioned, uh, but there is also another very important point where you get to engage with the with the performers in the performing tradition and industry professionals, to get a real world perspective in a way to the students. अगर छठी कक्षा से, सातवीं कक्षा से, आठवीं कक्षा से बच्चे इस तरह से संगीत का अभ्यास करेंगे, तो ये मान के चलने के लिए एक पॉसिबिलिटी बनती है कि जब तक वो कॉलेज में आएंगे, तब तक उनका अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट द रियलिटी ऑफ म्यूजिक एज अ डिसिप्लिन, एज अ नॉलेज डोमेन, and as a career option would be much clearer in terms of the possibilities they have. Fifth point is in inclusive and flexible learning, जिसके बारे में मैंने बोला है. The students would get the option to pick and choose their art, their art of their choice, and then they would go on to take it up further if they wish to. Again, the policy mentions the capacity building for teachers. We all are today participating in such a capacity building exercise, which is the refreshers course. As you all are aware, refreshers course have been made mandatory by the regulatory authorities, and every refresher course has a lot of registrations happening, and for obvious reasons. But in the essence of it, if the refresher courses are offered with an intent as mentioned in the in the title of this refresher course, it would be really a great value addition in terms of the capacity building of the teachers who are already in the field. Use of technology is something that we all are dealing with, and we are able to do reasonably well. We still need support. We still need our understanding of technology is couple of generations lagging behind than the younger ones that come in our class. But still, we are coping with the changing technologies also. Research and development is an point which is of great value for the performing arts in general, and especially in music, because institutions are supporting research ecosystems. They are developing research ecosystems. They are finding out new channels to get money for doing research projects, and universities do have that kind of a potential to step up their research activity in a big way. Now, the NEP also encourages exposure to global art forms and foster cross-cultural understanding and collaboration. However, in field of music, the cross-cultural activities have been happening a lot uh, in the last 40-60 years, especially the emergence of post 1990 India, when the Indian economy started to open up. The very idea of bands, which took roots in India, is a classic example of how the artists have started to collaborate. And in many of the bands, you find uh, the entry of the artists from other cultures, and that has in fact added uh, a great amount of understanding and wisdom in terms of the performing nuances that the artists are looking at. And performing arts and our activities are formally recognized as part of students' holistic development. It has become a from extracurricular to the curricular part of the students' learning, and that I think is a big plus for all of us. Now let us come to what is music education actually. Dr. Ranade would like to put it in the following way. He would say that music education happens on 4 levels: skill, information, knowledge and insight. अगर संगीत के बारे में बात करें तो गायन विधा में आप पाएंगे कि आप कैसे बैठेंगे, ब्रीदिंग कैसे करेंगे, आपका पोस्चर कैसे होना चाहिए, आप गाते वक्त अपना मुंह कितना खोलेंगे, ये सारे स्किल के हिस्से हैं, ये तंत्र के हिस्से हैं। ये तंत्र सिखाया जाता है, तंत्र आपको सिखाया जाता है। वो आप किसी विद्यालय में सीखेंगे, किसी विश्वविद्यालय में सीखेंगे, किसी गुरु के पास सीखेंगे, कहीं पर भी जाइएगा, लेकिन आपको तंत्र को सीखना पड़ता है। इंफॉर्मेशन, जिसको हम माहिती कहते हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन इज दैट संगीत में 7 सुर हैं, 5 उसके विकृत स्वरूप हैं, फलाने राग हैं, उनके फलानी राग गायन समय है, उसके वादी संवादी हैं, ये हैं वो हैं, ऐसे 10-12 चीजें आप देख लीजिएगा, वो सारे पीसेस ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन है। नॉलेज मतलब ये जो हमारे पास पीसेस ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन आए हैं, जो इंफॉर्मेशन के टुकड़े हमारे पास हैं, उनमें से हमें कनेक्शंस मिलने लगेंगे तो वो नॉलेज के लेवल पे हम पहुंच रहे हैं। मतलब कल्याण अंग क्या होता है, उसके कौन से राग में उस प्रकार की स्वराकृतियां आएंगी तो आप कहेंगे कि ये कल्याण अंग इस राग में दिखता है। इसके बारे में हमें जो हमारे पास इंफॉर्मेशन है उससे एक कॉजल रिलेशनशिप एस्टैब्लिश करके हम जब किसी नतीजे पर पहुंचने लगते हैं तो वो नॉलेज जनरेट होना शुरू होता है. और insight is something very rarely is achieved in the music education as such. But insight actually means when one can express one's life experience through one's art form. जब मैं मेरे गाने के द्वारा मेरे जीवन की अभिव्यक्ति, मेरे जीवनानुभव की अभिव्यक्ति कर पाता हूं, तभी मैं कह सकता हूं कि मैं एक इंसाइटफुल आर्टिस्ट बन गया हूं या बन गई हूं. तो स्किल, इंफॉर्मेशन, नॉलेज एंड इंसाइट, ये चारों स्तरों पर संगीत की शिक्षा दी जाती है, दी जानी चाहिए. अब विश्वविद्यालय स्तर पे, हायर एजुकेशन सेक्टर में हम क्या क्या अचीवेबल क्या है हमारे लिए, तो हम स्किल डेफिनेटली दे सकते हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन का भरमार हम कर सकते हैं, नॉलेज की बात हम बच्चों से साझा कर सकते हैं और उनको इसके लिए प्रोत्साहित कर सकते हैं कि इस मल्हार अंग के राग अगर हम सीख रहे हैं तो मल्हार अंग किसे कहेंगे. ये कॉमनैलिटी रागों के 4-5 मल्हार के प्रकार बताने के बाद उसमें से कॉमन क्या मिलता है, ये अगर हम बच्चों से करवाएंगे तो आई थिंक इट वुड बी एन इंटरेस्टिंग नॉलेज एक्सरसाइज फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स. इनसाइट की हम एम्बिशन रख सकते हैं, हमारे मन में ये हो सकता है कि इंसाइटफुल हमारे बच्चे भी इंसाइटफुल बने, but that is rather a long shot and that requires a continuous and rigorous being together musically with the group, and that is not possible in the higher education sector when we have a limited class time, limited time at our disposal. As professors we have other responsibilities also, and having said that, it becomes tricky to elevate our students to the level of insightful. आप बन सकते हो डेफिनेटली, अगर आपकी तालीम सही है, आप अच्छे गुरु के पास सीखे हैं और आप हमेशा रियाज में रहे, तो एक ना एक दिन आपका गाना इंसाइटफुल लग सकता है, लेकिन उसके लिए आपको मेहनत करने की आवश्यकता है. नाउ very important part therefore, music education does not mean ख्याल music alone. राग संगीत की शिक्षा देना, ख्याल के बारे में बात करना, and in either in Hindustani music or in Carnatic music, whichever stream you follow, only the codified music is not the music. There are 6 categories of music that Dr. Ranade proposed. I would just like to play back a few pieces so that all of you get some idea of what I'm talking about. The first category is called as primitive music. Uh, let us listen to the piece. Just let me know if it is audible clearly. Is it audible?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Ah,
Yes,
okay.
sir. Audible.
Okay.
It's not audible, sir.
Yes, it is not audible, sir.
For some, it seems to be audible. For others, I don't know what is the problem. Let me just check.
No, sir, it is not audible.
Yeah, just a second. Just a second. अब देखिए, is it audible
Yes,
now?
sir. Audible. Audible.
All right, thank you. Some quick responses about this. If anybody could share what he or she felt after listening to this piece, please. Anybody can just unmute and say whatever he or she felt.
सर एक वैक्यूम और एक अननोन टाइप सा एक फीलिंग.
Okay. Unknown से क्या मतलब है आपका?
Means obviously the language is
Okay.
missing. So person who is singing trying to convey with the kind of words which can impart feeling but not the exact meaning of the word.
Could it be the case that actual literal meaning is not really meant to be conveyed?
Yes, probably.
It's very interesting that this is a piece of primitive music. By primitive music, it is not a value judgment, it's a structural phenomena. The music is loosely structured as a design of different sounds, where you hear a flute, wind chimes, and randomly loosely structured avarohi musical designs, the descending musical designs. This is piece from the Buddhist meditation music. Actually, the main feature of this music is that in primitive music, typically you will find either the melody or the rhythm is very, very dominant. It could be either of them. Very, very dominant. If you look at the structure of music, it is such that there is no sense of a song here. You don't get to hear a kind of a clear song as such. But primitivity entails a kind of emotion that is conveyed. It entails a charged atmosphere. जैसे अभी पुणे में, महाराष्ट्र में गणपति फेस्टिवल बहुत बड़े पैमाने पे सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है. उसमें ढोल पथक होते हैं, ग्रुप्स ऑफ पीपल प्लेइंग द ढोल एंड द ताशा. These two instruments create such a charged atmosphere in the procession that everybody is expected to participate and dance. And primitive music, as I said, it is not a value judgment about the music. It is structural phenomena. Primitive music is also experienced in the real new urban settings. For example, if anyone gets a chance to visit a discotheque or a pub, the first thing that you encounter is a loud, very, very loud and dominating beat, because the whole purpose of that music is to make you dance. So primitivity is a level of human consciousness where you kind of participate in with your full enthusiasm and willingness to whatever activity the group is doing. The next category is it audible? This is a typical folk music from Maharashtra. Could anybody get what the song was about?
Maybe religious.
This is a folk song of a specific community, which is a nomad community in Maharashtra, that is the Dhanagar community. And generally this song is sung when they take a night halt near a city or a town, near some water body, and the song is sung as part of their daily ritual. There is a campfire, kind of a fire in the center. The cattle is arranged around that fire, and the men of the community tie the dhol and have the jhanj in their hands, and then they sing this song. It is invocation of Lord Shiva. Now, why, as a student of music, the question that comes to my mind is, why Lord Shiva suddenly? Because Shiva is also known as Bhutanath, the Lord of Spirits. Now you are staying in a unprotected area, so Lord Shiva को ही हम विनती कर रहे हैं कि हमारी रक्षा करें from the evil spirits that might be floating around. Now this is the belief system that the community practices every day perhaps, and because they do not stay at one point, they do not have a permanent residential address as such. These people are wandering from place to place in Maharashtra with entire cattle. Group flock of sheep is typically associated with the Dhanagar community, and the family also accompanies. Interesting part of the study for the students of music is that the why dhol and jhanj, the choice of instruments is also very, very critical to their life cycle. Actually, the dhol creates low pitch bass vibrations which keep the reptiles away, and the jhanj creates such a shrieky sound which keeps the predators away, along with the fire in the center. So they are singing in a situation which is part of their life cycle, and therefore it is, again I have to refer to Dr. Ranade. He always said that folk music is never for a performance. Folk music is part of the life cycle of the community, and as a student of music, this is critical for us to understand that if you are able to be with the community, understand why of the music, then it becomes a kind of a revelation that actually their music comes as part of their life cycle. It's part of their celebration. And folk music, as you might be aware, that folk music is all about celebration of the human life as such. Let us listen to another piece. It's a very interesting piece. No, I assume that some of you must have recognized what kind of song this was. Can anybody share what he or she thought? This is a song from the Himachal Pradesh. It's a wedding song. उसको नाटी कहते हैं. उसमें आप पाएंगे there it's a group song. People are singing together. Two groups, one male group and one female group. As student of music, अगर आप संगीत सीखे हुए हैं तो आपको ये समझ में आएगा कि जब मर्दों की आवाज आती है तो उसके पीछे जो वाद्य बजता है, ताल वाद्य बजता है, वो 7 मात्रा बजा रहा है. और जब औरतों की आवाज बजना आना शुरू होती है तो वो 7 से निकल के 6 में चला जाता है आराम से. दैट ट्रांजिशन इज वेरी स्मूथ. अब एज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ म्यूजिक मेरे दिमाग में ये सवाल आया कि ऐसा क्यों हो, ऐसा रिदम स्ट्रक्चर, इतना सटली चेंज होने वाला रिदम स्ट्रक्चर क्यों रखा गया होगा. कोई बता सकता है, कोई सोच के रिस्पॉन्ड कर सकता है इस सवाल को?
सर मे बी वो उस मात्रा से उठा रहे, से 7वीं मात्रा जब हो रही, शायद उसके पहली मात्रा से वो खत्म होते से वो दूसरा गाना शुरू कर रहे, फीमेल शुरू कर रही शायद, मे बी जस्ट.
हाँ नहीं, लेकिन मर्दों की गायन में 7 मात्रा का प्रयोग और औरतों के गायन में 6 मात्राओं का प्रयोग, ये क्यों हुआ होगा, ये मेरा सवाल है. कहाँ से उठान है, कहाँ से वो शुरू होता है, ये इतना महत्व नहीं रखता. Can you think of something which is very, very fundamental? And I would suggest that the folk traditions actually go beyond mere music or mere dance, mere costumes. They try to comment on the socio-cultural constructs that we are following.
मे बी सर की पुरुष प्रधानता को दृष्टिगत रखते हुए 7 मात्रा और 6, ऐसा तो नहीं है?
अच्छा,
सामाजिक जो
मतलब 7 मात्रा से पुरुष
ज्यादा
प्रधानता आ गई क्या?
कल्चरल पुरुष
अच्छा,
प्रधान
मैं
समाज के लिए ऐसा सोचा.
तो
सर
मैं हाँ
तो
जी,
और तो उनकी लय थोड़ी सहज रखने के लिए सर, क्योंकि वो थोड़ा जटिलता नहीं पसंद करती है ना, तो
और
मेरे अंदर से
पुरुष जटिलता पसंद करते हैं.
थोड़ी सी कठिनाई पसंद करते हैं सर.
अच्छा अच्छा, तो एक उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन ये सामने आया था कि देखिए, शादी, वेडिंग इटसेल्फ इज अ सोशल कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट. ये मानव नाता बनता है. it is not a natural relationship, it's an acquired relationship. And in an acquired relationship, the male part is having a complicated rhythm pattern and the female part is easing out the complication. So this might be a suggestion to the fact that in most of the relations, most of the marital relations, male part is the part which generally creates complications and the female part is generally easing out the way out of those complications. Could this be one of the suggestions that the folk tradition is trying to give us? It's up to you to decide. It's up to you to interpret कि ये कैसे, ये इस तरह से रचना क्यों बनी. ये हमारे अध्ययन पद्धति का एक अभिन्न अंग बनना चाहिए. आगे बढ़ते हैं, जिसको धर्म संगीत कहते हैं India is land of religions, and all the well-established religions in the world have found home in India. I am just playing back to you a piece which is a typical arti sung in Maharashtra by the Kirtana tradition, the Kirtana parampara. Just have a listen.
Durge Durgati Hari Ambe Pujabina Saudari Durge Durgati Hari Ambe Pujabina Saudari Anath Nath Ambe Ambirari Karuna Vistari Vari Vari Janma Marinate Vari Vari Adi.
This is a typical Devi ki aarti. Durge Durgat Bhari, Tujavane Samsari, Anathanathe Ambe Karuna Vistari. This is an aarti which is sung in every household in Maharashtra during the festive season. I have played back this with an intent to suggest to you that the Devi Sthapana, Sharadiya Navaratri is just a couple of days away now. But when you find that the aarti is being performed in the puja in a household, the typical tune that you listen to is Durge Durgata Bhari Tujavina Samsari Anathanathe Ambe Karuna Vistari Vari Vari Janma Maranate Vari Hari Padalo Ata Sankatane Vari. Now the religious music, which has three subcategories. One is the ritual music, which is this kind of aarti. The other one is the devotional music, which refers to the entire bhakti parampara that we have in India, right from Surdas, Kabir, Mirabai to this Santa parampara in Maharashtra. Huge repertoire of music is available for the study of students of music. But in ritual music, typically you will find every religion uses music as an important tool or device to communicate the importance of the rituals that are performed in every religion. The basic tune, though very simple, why? Because everybody should be able to sing together. But the moment you hear the Durge Durgatwari sung by a kirtankar, you see the training involved in the rendition. He himself has a capacity to elaborate the arti with a little bit of embellishments here and there, so that it becomes a different expression of arti. Though it is arti, it goes beyond the category in a way. Very interestingly, religious music, I mean, in every religion, you go to Islam, you have fantastic songs of young children. मतलब बच्चों के गीत बने हैं जिसमें इस्लाम के बेसिक टेनेट्स सिखाए जाते हैं. You go to Christianity, you have Gregorian chants which are about the work and life of Jesus Christ, which are fantastic singing expression in the Christianity. You go to the Shabad Kirtan of the Sikhism, which is phenomenal in its potential as a musical expression. So you go to, I mean, even in Buddhism, for that matter, the kind of chanting that is available is a classic example of how music can be a powerful tool in reaching out to the followers of a religion. Now, let us move on to the next piece. Now we go to the category which is the largest category of music in India. It is the popular music, and I'm sure all of you are aware of this. And the second expression, besides the ghazal singing, which is a very, very important part of the popular music as a category, with two clear streams available for us to study. One is the Akhtari Bai tradition, and the other one is Mehdi Hasan Khan Sahab tradition. We can go on studying the poetry singing in India as part of our one of the projects that students can do, and it will help them understand why a particular poem is sung, why it is put to tune. All these issues can be of great importance for us to know as students of music. Now, popular music is a wide category, and it includes our ringtones, our reverse horns, Bollywood music, the entire Bollywood music, entire regional music that every region of India has, the South Indian cinema music, that is the Tollywood music, everything that is available, the jingles, I mean, if you look up on the YouTube, there is an interesting piece of evolution of Nokia ringtone. And you can see how from 1990 to 2024, Nokia's ringtone has evolved from a very simple melody based kind of a ringtone to almost like an EDM track. मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डांस म्यूजिक ट्रैक हो, उस तरह का रिंगटोन भी नोकिया ने बनाया. तो ये सारे हमारे अध्ययन के दायरे में आ सकते हैं. Now let us look at a very important category. This is the piece from the category called confluence music, where more than one musical systems are coming together. There are 4 ways of doing confluence. The first is the mixture approach. The second one is the compound approach. The third one is fusion approach. And the fourth one is juxtaposition approach. These are the 4 methods by which the confluence is created. Confluence music is a very happening category. It always has some really wonderful experiments being made and created and put out in the in the public domain. In a mixture, typically, I mean, if you look up the Coke Studio songs that are available in, I mean, hundreds of them are available. You can look at any one of the songs. You will find that more than one musical systems are brought together, and in mixture you can identify the different ingredients from different systems of music, but you cannot separate them. That is the bottom line. In compound, the two systems come together to create a very new and different identity of its own. In the fusion music, you will find that the two systems which are combining together, they have a clear joint. There is a fuse that is available. The point of contact is well established throughout the composition. And the songs by Vidya Vokes, for example, a modern day artist, a YouTuber, fantastic songs she has created using the fusion as a technique. If you look at the Pandit Ravi Shankar ji in Philip Glass's work, phenomenal work in terms of fusion music, where you get to see the joint very clearly. In juxtaposition, however, you will have to take into consideration the music festival scenario, where artists from different genres and different styles come and perform one after the other with a clear gap in between. They might be contrasting to each other, they might be complementing to each other, but they collectively they give you a sense of an artistic experience which you need to understand at the end of the music festival. But for that, you have to attend that entire festival. You cannot say that I'll attend only the artist of my choice and then don't listen to the other artists. That is not allowed in juxtaposition scenario. All this, the confluence generally requires knowledge of at least one system of music thoroughly. You need to know your system of music to the core of it. Then only you can go and interact with other system of music. And as it is known in every field, that is true in case of music also, that trash happens. बहुत सारा कचरा भी तैयार होता है, बट उस कचरे को दूर करके अगर आप थोड़ा सा डीप जाएंगे तो आप पाएंगे कि बहुत ही मीनिंगफुल और अच्छे तरीके के कॉन्फ्लुएंस एक्सपेरिमेंट्स हो रहे हैं. उनकी तरफ हमारा ध्यान जाना जरूरी है. एंड the last category is the category of art music. And here I am playing a wonderful rendition of Rag Yaman by none other than Bharat Ratna Pandit Bhimsen Joshi ji. Very beautiful rendition of Rag Yaman by Bhimsen ji. So when you say music education, we need to have our approach clear in understanding the totality of Indian music as such. Then and then only we could have a meaningful interaction with other disciplines, and um, how music then becomes relevant knowledge domain for human consciousness as such is also a point that we need to understand by looking at all the categories. So in a nutshell, we need to go beyond the raga music. That is essential. What is interdisciplinarity in music? When you listen to a musical piece, what kind of messages can you figure out? say for example in folk music, let us see, I'll just give you one example because we are running out of time now.
निघाली मरी बाई संग पोतराज नटत्यात निघाली मरी बाई संग पोतराज नटत्यात शिंगबाक्या हाल ग्यात शिंगबाक्या हाल ग्यात दारी गजर उठत्यात सोन्याची धूप आरती अन दोन हातान तोलईना अन सोन्याची धूप आरती अन सोन्याची धूप आरती दोन हातान तोलईना अन जटची मरी बाई अन ही जटची मरी बाई पूजा घियाला उठईना
So this was a folk song from Maharashtra which is called as Potaraj song. By Potaraj song, Potaraj happens to be the messenger of goddess of death Mariai. Now if you come to visit Maharashtra, or for that matter even in some part of Madhya Pradesh and even in Karnataka, you will find that this tradition is still going on. There is a person with bare chest with a very colorful kind of a pajama or cloth below and a whip in a hand, and then he would come and sing a song in front of you and whip himself. Now why would someone do this as a student of music? And when I'm thinking about interdisciplinarity, is there some sociological angle to this? Is there some economic angle to this? Is there some anthropological angle to this? These are all issues that come to my mind. And what does this event tell me as a student of music? The idea is that because Potraj is the messenger of goddess of death, he comes to you and says to you that whatever misdeeds you might have done in your life, I take the responsibility, and as a penance I whip myself. And because I am protected by the divine protection by the goddess Mariai, nothing will happen to me. I am already under the divine protection, but you be blessed. And in return, he seeks some alms from you in terms of grains or money or whatever. Now, this has three messages according to the understanding of the folk traditions. The first message is that Potraj is trying to tell you that do not carry the baggage of the past. Here we are looking at the life from the psychological perspective. Start afresh. The second message that the Potraj tries to give you is that at any point of time in your life, a new beginning is possible. So again, start afresh. Har din naya din maan ke shuru kariye. And the third and very important message that the Potraj song conveys to you is that learn to take responsibility of your deeds, because every deed that you do will have a consequence. There is no deed without a consequence. And therefore, when you look at musical expression in this example, which is from folk music category, you will find that the socio-cultural ethnic expression of the Indian folk traditions, in fact, is enabling you to understand life with a better perspective. And this is where the interdisciplinarity of music as a domain comes into play. And we have these tools in our tradition, which we need to pay attention to and look at, so that we kind of become ourselves better persons in terms of understanding of life. What is research in music is a long debated question. Text-based text-based research is happening a lot. Practice-based research is something which the academia as such is not very familiar with. Qualitative and quantitative projects can be created for the students. Like the one just one example that is given to for your consideration is the documentation of lullabies. I mean, if you have undergrad batch, you ask them to go back to your homes, talk to your grandparents, or ask your parents what kind of lullabies did you listen to when you were a child. If the grandparents are around, they would surely be more than happy to share their repertoire of lullabies. And especially in the semi-urban or rural parts of India, there are many more occasions on which the songs are created and songs can be documented. Now, integrating music in teaching of other subjects is something that that lot of work is happening in this field. Like for example, to teach mathematics, the dance movements are used. To
सर
yes.
सर सॉरी बट थोड़ी समय मर्यादा है और 2
हाँ
बजे लंच ब्रेक भी करना है, तो
यस,
आप एक
मुझे भी
5-7
करना है,
मिनट में कंक्लूड करिए, ताकि कोई
बिल्कुल।
प्रश्न भी हो सके तो वो लोग पूछ
यस,
सकेंगे
यस।
आपसे। थैंक यू सर।
Now coming to what we did in Flame University, we created a course called Musical Mapping of a Locality, wherein we um, tried to map the choices of the people in a particular area. And that gave us a fantastic opportunity to our students to interact with people on streets, know their choices, know their basic understanding about music, and come up with a wonderful presentation in form of a dissertation as well as a public presentation. Linguistic study of song text actually enables the students to go deeper into the song text of every category of music and know the socio-cultural economic backgrounds of every song text that is available to us. Introduction to folk music is also another important course, and such course is available in other universities as well. But we need to look at folk music as an important ingredient of our socio-cultural ethos and meaningfully engage with it. Principles of Music is a course which can be offered across disciplines. I mean, even the management students, even the doctors, engineers, anybody who wants to know basics of music can sign up for this course. Music and Management, I had already mentioned. ITM 201 is an interesting course which the title is Interdisciplinary Theatre and Music Course, wherein we have a list of 10 different soundtracks, different songs from different categories of music. The students are primarily from theater background and music background, both. They are made to listen to the tracks, and then they are supposed to write a story on each track. And those stories are performed later on where that track is played as a background music. And that gives a very innovative and very different kind of expression possible to the students. And the last course is of the Music and Religion, which again enables the students to engage with the religious the preachers, the mullahs and maulavis and the sadhus, and talk to them about their understanding of music and relation to the religion as such. And this takes them into the domain of sociology, history, anthropology, aesthetics in general, and makes the learning of music really meaningful. Thank you. This is where I belong to. I would be happy to connect with anybody wants to connect, and I'm open for questions. I'm aware that the hunger overcomes
Hello.
inquisitiveness. So
Hello.
yes,
Sir, I just wanted to know
yes,
Devi ki
ji,
Aarti,
ji,
that is sung in Maharashtra.
yes.
Is it some specific group that sings that particular song?
So this Durga Tabari is a common arti available in every household in Maharashtra. The way the arti was sung by the kirtankar was a very famous kirtankar Karadkar Bua from Maharashtra, who used to sing it in this fashion.
Sir, one more request, sir. If you can
Yes.
share uh, that particular Devi ki Aarti, sir.
Yes, sure. Why not?
Thank you,
Send
sir.
me an email.
Thank you.
I will definitely share the track with you. No problem.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you.
समीर सर नमस्कार, मैं विनय मिश्रा।
Namaste.
बहुत ही
Namaste.
सारगर्भित और इतना अच्छा वक्तव्य और इतने अच्छे अच्छे आपने रिकॉर्डिंग सुनाई और अलग अलग जगह की सारी, और इतनी अच्छी आपने सब व्याख्या की। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका।
Thank you. Thank you.
किसी और को कोई प्रश्न?
Sir, namaste. This is Meenal. Hello.
Namaste. 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 बोलिए.
Sir, in my knowledge, जो अलग अलग प्रांत के folk dances है, since I belong to a dance department और I'm a Bharatanatyam practitioner,
Okay.
तो हमने जैसे घूमर भी सीखा या महाराष्ट्रियन फोक सीखा और उसको परफॉर्म भी किया। काफी मानी रीजनल डांसेस, फोक डांसेस that we learn and perform. और मैंने ऐसा संगीत में बहुत कम देखा है कि हमारे यहाँ बड़ौदा में, in my knowledge, I'm not sure whether I'm right or wrong, कि राजस्थान का फोक गाना है उसको सीखकर कहीं पे परफॉर्म किया जाता है बाय गुजराती सिंगर्स और लर्नर्स। तो ऐसा, क्योंकि टेक्स्ट में जो है वो तो हम थियोरिटिकली तो हम सीखते ही है कि भाई राजस्थानी फोक में क्या क्या कौन कौन से गाने आते हैं वगैरह वगैरह, और कौन से प्रांत के क्या गाने हैं वो इंफॉर्मेशन एक है, लेकिन उसका प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन नहीं देखने को मिलता है। जैसे आपने बताया अभी महाराष्ट्रियन आपने जो हमको सुनाया सॉन्ग्स, तो वी केम टू नो अच्छा इस तरह से होता है, लेकिन उसको सीखना by other community, an effort to learn those songs by other community and perform, ऐसा मेरे नॉलेज में अभी नहीं है। ऐसा भी होता है क्या यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल पे या किसी भी इस लेवल पे?
मतलब हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में हम कोशिश करते हैं कि हम जो गीत क्लास में स्पेशली फोक म्यूजिक के कोर्स में we offer songs from different parts of India. It is not only Maharashtra. We offer songs from Chhattisgarh, from Madhya Pradesh, from northeastern states like Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Nagaland, even from Karnataka. So as and when we get the resource person, we offer all the songs from all over India, and the students are more than happy to learn them and perform them, because the final evaluation strategy is that it has to be balanced between the theory and the practice. And especially in performing arts education, we are of the opinion that unless there is a connection with the practice, the education is incomplete.
Exactly, yeah.
So that is what we practice here.
It's wonderful. Thank you to know, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else? किसी को भी कोई प्रश्न है?
मन में कोई प्रश्न ना होना ये योगियों की अवस्था होती है। तो मेरा सौभाग्य है कि इतने सारे योगियों के साथ एक साथ मुलाकात हो गई आज।
ठीक है, शायद अभी सबके
भूख हावी हो रही है।
भूख हावी हो गई है, यस,
बिल्कुल।
ठीक है। हमारे आज के दूसरे सत्र के माननीय रिसोर्स पर्सन प्रोफेसर समीर दुबले जी का आभार व्यक्त करने के लिए मैं वापस मिस्टर भरत जी को आमंत्रित करूंगी। सर आप आइए और सर का आभार व्यक्त करें। शायद भरत जी हाजिर नहीं है।
मैं ही मेरा आभार व्यक्त करता
नहीं
हूं।
सर, आपने बहुत ही सुंदर विषय लिया, एनईपी और म्यूजिक को साथ में जोड़कर और विविध म्यूजिक के आयामों और फोक क्लासिकल सबको साथ में लेकर बहुत अच्छे से सबको माहिती प्रदान की। मैं ही आपका बहुत आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ। सॉरी, वो शायद कुछ कारणवश इधर उधर हो गए होंगे।
सच में हावी होती है, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं।
पर
ये तो
मैंने भी आपका
तो
लेक्चर बहुत अच्छे से सुना। मैं डांस की हूँ, बेसिकली
अच्छा।
भरतनाट्यम डांसर, पर आपने सुंदर तरीके से, और म्यूजिक मेरा सबसे चहीता विषय है, तो आपने बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से, और आप ज्ञानी हो, आपका लेक्चर सुनने को मिला, वो भी हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ी बात है। सर आप आए और आपने अपना इतना अमूल्य वक्त दिया, आपका बहुत आभार,
थैंक यू
धन्यवाद
सो मच। मैं गौरांग सर का भी आभारी हूँ कि मुझे उन्होंने इस लायक समझा कि मैं मेरा अनुभव साझा करूँ। और राजेश जी हमारे परम मित्र हैं, राजेश केड़कर सर आपके।
हाँ।
और मैं बड़ौदा में आता रहता हूँ बच्चों के साथ काम करने के लिए, तो ये इट्स लाइक अ होम कमिंग फॉर मी। सो थैंक यू फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी।
यस सर, थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन।
थैंक यू।
नमस्ते।
नमस्ते।